Hi Colette, welcome to the session today. Would you care to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Colette Ridehalgh. I'm the current research officer for the MACP. I'm a principal lecturer at the University of Brighton, and I'm also a senior research fellow at Brighton and Sussex Medical School, where we're investigating nerve inflammation as a prognostic factor for people after whiplash injury.
Okay. So you've been a member of the MACP for some time. Can you tell us your thoughts on why you became an MACP member, and what does remaining a member mean to you?
Yeah. I mean, it was a long time ago. I'm not going to say how long, but back there, working as a junior physiotherapist, as we were then known, rather than a band 5, which is definitely showing my age. I was really inspired by these amazing clinicians surrounding me that were either MACP members or on their journey towards being an MACP member. And I just remember thinking they were really inspirational, they were pushing boundaries, but always they were really, the aim was about providing the best possible care for people with musculoskeletal disorders. But I think also, as I started to, develop through my junior rotations and into my senior 2, I then started to think about my own career aspirations, where I wanted to go. And I realised that the MACP membership and getting an MSc were really important in developing my own career aspirations.
Okay. In terms of how it's serving you now, you're obviously seeing students as well in that process, and having been through the journey and supporting students, anything you might say from that experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes people's perception of what the MACP is all about and what the beliefs and thoughts are around, just purely clinical practice, nothing else. I am in a really privileged position to be teaching on a course which leads people to membership of the MACP. And, we're very much driven by the clinical reasoning paradigm, with the person at the centre of everything that we do, taking from the research evidence based on, either sort of, RCTs or more translational studies from animal work, but also the qualitative study, the more philosophical aspects of understanding where the person's coming from, thinking more around narrative reasoning, those sorts of things. And we pay a huge amount of, we spend a lot of time talking about it because it's so important and integral to the care of that individual. So yes, of course, we do handling, we do lots of exercise stuff, rehabilitation, nerve stuff, because that's my thing. But, it's always about the person at the centre of everything.
And then in your role as research officer of the MACP, what are your thoughts on the future direction for things?
I mean, I think one of the things that people don't realise always is how many different pots of research funding the MACP have. And they do range from, smallish pots to, reasonable sized pots of money. I think the other thing that people forget is that when they're trying to get bigger funding pots, if they get to that stage in their career, demonstrating that along their journey, they've been given these smaller pots of money for a variety of different things, which have been peer reviewed, so they've been awarded on their own merit, is really important. So that's really important in getting people to develop research if that's what they want to do as part of their career. But also, I think it's really important that research is seen as an integral part of clinical practice. So I really want to try and get people to better understand research and how it applies to practice, maybe be a bit more critical about the research, but on the other hand, better understand what it's all about, because I think until you've really got stuck into it, you don't appreciate how challenging it can be. There's no such thing as the perfect research study. So I think it's partly about that, getting people to better relate to the research and extrapolate it into practice. But we're also, I'm really wanting to try and help to develop people at all levels of research, but certainly thinking about with the advanced practice agenda and the research pillar, and how important it is to get people developing more into research. So I think that's going to be really integral, and we are going to be running a conference next year specifically for early researchers to give them a bit more support. So it will be quite unique in the fact that people will be given feedback on their abstracts when they submit them. They'll be given feedback on their actual presentations. So, and the idea is it's very much about nurturing them. So it's not critical, it's about helping them to develop. So really hoping that lots of people put abstracts in, and it really helps to develop them.
Fantastic. Thank you. And thanks for sharing that with us today.
You're very welcome.